Look, maybe I should disqualify myself from this discussion because I'm a Tom Brady fan, and I think he backs up people being a fan of his, except for the person across the table from me, and actually many, many others. But the point is that, to me, Todd Gurley is the all-time Johnny-come-lately to a playoff race that is being dominated
what you mean
by
playoff
Tom
race?
Brady.
You mean
I'm
MVP?
sorry, MVP race.
Okay.
That's being dominated by that quarterback up in Foxborough, and there is so much resentment of that quarterback. Maybe there's so much burnout factor because people are just sick and tired of Tom Brady winning and winning and winning that it was like with 2 weeks left in the season, or actually 3, oh, wait a second, there's Todd Gurley. Wait, we could jump on that bandwagon.
No, Todd Gurley was always there, but the guys that were ranked in front of him started getting hurt. Antonio Brown, Carson Wentz. Tell the truth, Skip Bayless.
Okay, I will tell the truth. So I'm going to look back at some games of rushing by Todd Gurley, a running back for the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
Started out against Indianapolis in the first game, and he went 19 times for 40 yards, rushed 19 times for 40 yards. So I know he catches a good number of balls, but then against Seattle, in probably their biggest home game of the year, he rushed 14 times for 43 yards. And then at Minnesota, you could argue their second or third biggest game of the year, he went 15 times for 37 yards. Against New Orleans, pretty good defense, 17 for 74. That's not exactly dominating. At Arizona against a division rival, 19 for 74. Not exactly Terrell Davis kind of
That's
production.
4 yards a carry, but we'll take it.
Okay. And then against the Eagles, he was pretty good. He had 13 for 96, caught 3 for 39, but they lost the game. So these are big, huge home games in which the MVP should take the game over, but he plays a position that can't dominate a game the way the quarterback position can. So to me, the quarterback is always 10 times more valuable than the running back or the receiver or even the pass rusher. In the end, it's just a quarterback's game. So I can't get it through my head, even though he has caught 788 yards worth of balls. That's good, but he's rushed for 1,305. So you watched a guy in 1998 win MVP, rushing for 2,008 yards.
Yes.
Well, that controls the clock, plays keep away. It just bludgeons a defense. It has more impact running the football than catching swing passes or little pop passes over the middle. And that was Terrell Davis, 2,008 yards, and he scored 21 rushing TDs. So now Todd Gurley has 19 total TDs, but 13 rushing and 6 catching.
Right.
Well, then we saw Adrian Peterson threaten our man Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing record for a single season. In 2012, he went for 2,097 yards, did Adrian Peterson. Well, it's hard to argue against it, even though I thought Peyton should have won that year.
How many total touchdowns did AP have in that season?
13.
Oh, how many Todd Gurley got?
Okay. I want to tell you, this is just me. As far as running back touchdowns go, I think they're extremely overrated because if you score from the 1 or 2 yard line, I don't really care. Emmitt Smith used to lead the league year after year, and I was there, and I was like,
So what about Tom Brady throwing from the 1?
well, whatever. It doesn't bother me. You can have that.
Oh, it doesn't bother you.
But what all I know about Tom Brady is he has taken a decimated, mediocre football team to the #1 seed in the AFC. And all I know is that in December, he went to Pittsburgh. Was it not the game of the year, right?
Yeah.
Game of the
They
year.
won.
He threw for almost 300 yards. He threw for 75 yards in the fourth quarter alone. You want to talk about clutch?
What about-
And they won the fourth quarter 11-0 at Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That's at Pittsburgh.
Joey, can you tell Skip, you got those numbers right down there, what did he do when he went to Miami?
Okay, what is it now? Okay, this is the game. Who's the #1 seed? That's all I need. Body of work. Who's the #1 seed in the AFC? Help me out.
Pittsburgh. New England. Well, it's kind of hard to be. Skip.
Who's number?
Skip.
Who's
Hold on. Skip. It's
#1
hard to
seed?
be.
I'm choking over here.
How the Rams going to be the #1 seed in the NFC when you got a team that's 13-2? Because if
Why
New England
not?
was in the AFC,
Dominate.
Skip.
Dominate.
If the New England was
dominate
in the,
on 3. 1, 2, 3.
if New England was in the NFC with that record, they wouldn't be the #1 seed. Oh, see, I love how you do that. Because look, I believe Todd Gurley. Will you tell him what? Can you tell him what Todd Gurley did when he went to Jacksonville? Jacksonville got the #1 defense in the NFL. Look on the paper. I don't see it over
I know,
there.
but I just gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in which he was just kind of average or sometimes below average. It's not great. It's not transcendent. It's
Okay.
not Terrell Davis in 1998 or Adrian Peterson in 2012.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking.
And you're trying to make a case over what Tom
First game of the
Brady
season,
did?
first opening day. You win the Super Bowl, they're going to drop the banner. They dropped 2 banners. They dropped one with the Lombardi Trophy and another with 28-3. Can you tell people what Tom Brady did against Kansas City?
He had a miserable game. Wait a second.
No,
then what happened? With the season teetering, what happened the next week? Help me out. You tell the people. Tell the people what happened the second week of this season.
So the season, hold on. The season is teetering 2 weeks into the season.
Well, yeah, it is after that. That was a devastation, man. They got blown off the field. Did they lose the fourth quarter like 21-0?
Yeah, Skip, you're right. They went to New Orleans. They headed to New York.
Because it's a scary place. Do you remember what happened the last time Tom Brady went down to New Orleans in 2009?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
And then Cam Newton brings his Panthers.
See, we're going to sweep that under
Hold
the
on,
carpet.
Skip. I gave you that.
Yeah.
He outdueled Drew Brees, had 302 yards in the first half, threw for 400 in the entire game. But Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton came to Tom Brady's house.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people what happened?
Yeah, Tom Brady had a masterful game, had an 88 QBR. It's hard to have an 88. Masterful.
I started serving wine, Joe.
Threw
I
for
heard
300 yards. Guess what? That was in the stretch in which the New England defense was historically bad.
Skip, hold on.
It was by
Skip,
far the
you
worst
gonna let me make my
defense.
point?
What was the final score? 36-33. So Tom
Who had
Brady,
the 36?
wait a second.
Who had the 36?
Tom Brady hung 33 points on that vaunted Carolina defense.
I just need to know.
Wow, interesting.
I just need to know who had the 36.
Yeah.
Because I'm not clear on that. Who had the 36?
Who had the better QBR?
You know that
day?
my pop-up shot, Joe, I heard someone told me, came out here earlier today, and he said, people like wine.
You just stepped
So
in
now what I have to do now is that in my pop-up shops, I serve wine
Tom Brady,
with my hot dubs.
Tom Brady outplayed Cam
with a little
Newton that
cheese.
day. I'm
I got a
sorry.
cheese dub now. You want
stepped
one?
in that one. Keep stepping. Keep
If
stepping.
you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
in Miami, can you tell the people at home Tom Brady's stat?
Well, they had a bad game. He's
You
7-9.
Joy, you see what he did?
Wait. Did you see what I did? I called it ahead of it. I've been saying all year, that's the game they're going to lose.
Because you
Wait a
say
second. Tom Brady is 7-9 in his career at Miami. It's hard. It's hot. It's late in the year, and Miami can rush the passer. New England cannot protect its passer. You've been saying it all year. He's taken too many hits. It's going to take a couple of more years off his career. So they can't protect. He's got nobody.
I called it early in the year. I said the Rams were going to lose at home to Seattle. So I go here. I told her that, Joy. So if he had a bad game, see what I did? I did a preemptive strike. That's what Skip did. He said they were going to have trouble.
No, it's just an educated prediction.
Yeah, that's what I did. I predicted that Seattle would hand it to the Rams in the Coliseum.
You know what? I don't think you predicted that. Because I think we sat here with Eric Dickerson. I think both of you picked the Rams.
Okay, how about this?
I'm pretty sure that was true.
I'm going to give it to you like this.
I picked Seattle.
I'm going to give it to you like this. Carson Wentz in 3 quarters against the Rams has as many touchdowns in the month of December as Tom Brady has. In 3 quarters, Tom Brady has the same amount of touchdowns in the whole month of December.
Hey,
we're not talking about.
We're talking about Todd Gurley here. So
why
didn't Todd Gurley cancel it out?
Whoa, Skip.
It's his home game.
Hold on.
Where was he in that
Skip,
game?
Skip.
He
Can you tell the people at home what the Todd Gurley did to your Dallas Cowboys on the road?
Yeah, I can tell them exactly what happened. There was no Sean Lee in the second half. We led the first half 24-16, and in the second half, Todd Gurley ran wild because everybody ran wild on my defense with no Sean Lee. If Sean Lee had been there, there is no way he has that kind of yardage.
So you telling me they have to play a second half?
Yeah, with Sean Lee, they need. Yeah.
But you haven't told the people at home what he did to Jacksonville, who possessed the #1 defense in football. What did Todd Gurley do?
He had a good game. He had a good game, and he had a good game in his last 2 games. So I'll give you 3 games. Is that an MVP season?
How about this here? Todd Gurley is 38% of their offense. That's the highest total since Adrian Peterson in 2012. What did Adrian Peterson do in 2012, Joey?
He won the MVP.
Wait a second. Their record is 11-4, and Tom Brady's record is 12-3.
So one game,
How
Skip.
could that be?
Hold on. Look at the NFC. How many teams have 12-3 records or better in the NFC?
I don't even know what your point is.
You know what my point is?
I don't.
Tom Brady is 12-3. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 12-3. They got a 13-2 in the NFC. They got a 12-3. They got a bunch. Oh, as a matter of fact.
Okay,
NFC,
well, let's just keep it.
Hold on, 11
Tom Brady can only beat who he gets to beat on his schedule. So who has the toughest strength of schedule of anybody in the AFC playoffs right now? Who has it? Counselor. I'm asking you a question. Who has the toughest strength of schedule of any AFC
Why
playoff
does that matter
team?
if you got Tom Brady?
Well, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
That's what happened.
Okay,
One team
then.
has Tom Brady, and it has the toughest strength of schedule of any playoff team.
Have we seen?
Wow, that's interesting.
So I'm just trying to figure out what is.
How did he pull this off?
Oh.
He took a decimated, mediocre football team with a defense that right now has given up the 29th most yards in the league.
If you don't mind
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
The 29th most yards in the league, and he overcame all that to the number
Fifth
one.
in total D.
Number one seed.
Fifth.
He beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh again to get to 11-2 lifetime.
If you don't mind me asking, Skip, who did they lose off their Super Bowl winning roster that said they were going to be worse than what they were last year?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking
Todd
about.
Gurley. Hold on. Todd Gurley, that team last year, what was their record last year, Skip?
They had a
Look at their
terrible coach. You know it. He sabotaged the whole year.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, you're the guy. You tell me that, and I agree with you.
I didn't say he sabotaged.
Although I think if you ask that coach, he would say that he's responsible for this team.
Yeah,
Skip.
exactly.
It's okay.
The cupboard was loaded. It wasn't bare. It was loaded
If you don't
with talent.
mind me asking, since you say the quarterback is always the most important, who's more valuable, Leonard Fournette or Blake Bortles?
Well, it just every once in a while, there's a 2000 Ravens where the middle linebacker is more valuable than the quarterback.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah. It happens. It's the aberration.
It happens, Joyce. Sometimes the aberration is Todd Gurley is your MVP.
It's the exception to the rule.
Thank you, Skip.
But
appreciate it.
The Jacksonville Jaguars will go as far this year as Blake Bortles takes them. You know it, and I know
No further
it.
questions, Your Honor.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.